Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute, but I found a game that's pretty interesting to me. This is ticking a lot of boxes, and I wanted to share it with you so that you can get hyped for it and maybe even try it out too. The game is called Warena, and it reminds me of two games that I've played before, but I had some issues with, and this seems to have solved all of them. The games that it compares pretty quickly to are Clash Royale, which I'm sure everybody has played. I played that a lot on my phone, especially when Sim Baby was very young. And Minion Masters. Minion Masters I streamed, gosh, it was about 5 years ago. The issues that I ended up having with those games, it drove me away from them, but at their core, they were kind of like a combination of tower defense, card game, and real-time strategy, where you have a castle or base or tower, hero, whatever you want to call it. Your opponent has one. There's two lanes that you're pushing and playing your cards on, and they go attack. I'm sure you're familiar with this type of gameplay, again, from Clash and Clash Royale and Minion Masters if you've seen me stream those. The issues I bumped into were with Clash Royale, it was pretty blatantly pay to win. You needed to level up your cards. There was this whole deck building thing. You needed to level up your cards. And it became obvious to me that if I wanted to be competitive, I was going to need to spend a lot of money to be able to do that. And that really turned me off. Now, Minion Masters didn't have that problem, as you could spend a little bit of money to buy the cards, but you didn't have to spend more to level them up. The problem with it at the time was I hit some huge lag spikes when I was playing it, which was really frustrating. I went back and revisited the game recently, and they've actually solved that, although they've stopped development on the game. So that kind of made me not like it either. It also did have this deck building thing, which felt more like a chore than a fun part of the game to me. Now enter Warena. So this has the same, here's your tower, here's the bridges thing that you're going to play on. But you don't build your deck outside of the gameplay, you build it in the gameplay, which is really cool. The current iteration shows you 8 cards, which is your deck. You've got 30 seconds to re-roll some of them, and that's the deck that you're going to be playing with. So it's kind of like you're drafting your deck on the spot. You do play this against real people, although in the playtest it matches you with bots because there's just not a lot of people checking it out initially, but I'm hoping maybe some of you will join for the next playtest, which is scheduled in May. You can find a link to the Steam page for the game in the description of the video. Now, once you're in the game, you'll play the cards that you drafted. Your opponents had the same choice, by the way, which I think is really interesting. And if I re-roll something, it would be the same re-roll for them. In addition, there's a skill that you draft at the beginning that you can use and spend your mana on. And there's also a random pool of upgrades that you can buy during the course of the game. And you'll see that I'm going to feature some gameplay. So there's decisions to make about which cards are you going to play, how are you going to play them, where are you going to play them, knowing the choices that your opponent had, what are you going to draft to do something about that, and then as the additional abilities unlock, what will you do with them? For a playtest, like not even a closed beta or anything like that, this looks already pretty polished to me. The developer's been super responsive as far as suggestions and taking feedback and seems to fix everything quickly. I think if enough people get interested in this game, it could be a heck of a lot of fun. So I'm going to show you some gameplay. If you dig it, please go to the Steam page. You can visit the Discord. You can make sure you're signed up for the next playtest and check this out yourself. All right, that's enough babble. Let's watch the game and enjoy. Currently, there's not a huge player base, as this is like just a playtest. This isn't even like open beta or early access or anything like that. So it gives you about 20 seconds to match with a person, and if that doesn't work, you're going to play against a bot. Now, initially what you're going to see is a bunch of cards in front of us, and it's probably going to look like we're taking a mulligan for a traditional card game, but that's not what's happening. What we're seeing is actually our entire deck. You and your opponent have the same deck, and you have the opportunity, yeah, we're playing against a bot, you have the opportunity to re-roll 8 of the cards. If I re-roll a card and my opponent re-roll the same card, they get the same result. So you kind of have to memorize what these are. In the full version, you want these, by the way, the mana fountains. In the full version, there's going to be, oh good, we got a big knights. I got to do this quickly because there's not a lot of time. I like the buildings too. In the full version, there's going to be a campaign and an in-game menu where you can go and look at the cards and learn what all of them do. Next, we're going to pick a skill. I think there's like 6 or 8 total skills that you can use. These cost mana just like playing your units do. We can freeze things, or we can make our dudes move a little faster. We'll start with 2 buildings. We've both got cannons here. You see a mana bar right here that's building up. These are our cards. We can play them. Our opponent's already played a fleshy cage here, and we just want to attack and kill them. Come some bad dudes on the top lane. You can also move around with WASD, zoom in, zoom out. I need something to take care of this dude. You can see the gameplay is very reminiscent of Clash Royale and Minion Masters, but here's a big difference. Once some time goes by and these bars start to fill up, we unlock purchasables. We can buy one of 3 cards. Our opponent has the same choice. This one makes 2 cards, cost 0 mana. This one gives us a cemetery, and this one gives us a golem. I'm going to take the cemetery. My opponent did too. And this will just chill out here making little skeletons. Mana building just got tweaked, so it may not be as good as it was initially. You can see the CPU knows to target buildings with the removal spells, which is good to get rid of them. Just put a tower up here. Kind of don't have a lot of stuff that's great for pushing, so we'll need to use the runes to do that. They just cast a spell to make these more powerful, a rage spell. You can see the little red things circling around them. I'm going to try to push this top lane a bit. We've got another rune. We can get a Necromancer, Mana Surge, or a Fire Rain. I'm going to take a Necromancer and a Mana Tap, I think. Oh, that increases my mana reserve too. That's pretty good. Put up a big wave here. They've got a golem coming. That might be a good time to freeze it and just let our defenses work on it. I wouldn't mind getting a Pope down too. You can probably see the game starts out not exactly slow paced, but reasonably paced. And then it starts to get more hectic as it goes on. And freeze this dude again with our skill. Just got to tear this thing down, and I think we've got a decent push going. Necromancers can do a lot of work. Still want to try to play this Pope to keep him healed. I just can't quite build up enough mana. But maybe I should wait and build up a bigger wave. That's a big part of the strategy in Minion Masters. More gems. Archer Hut, Dragon's Den. Dragon's Den is what I need. And Mana Tap sounds good for now. This helps me get a good push going. Freezes. It's too late. I'm going to have to take out these damn cannons. And even playing against the CPU is kind of difficult. Just use their fireball so I can drop a mana building. They don't have anything great to get rid of their own Necromancer down here. Archer Hut, I probably need. I'm going to keep the dragons pushing here. Huzzah! I'm putting these buildings a little too close together. We'll freeze the defenses and see if we can try to take down this cannon. You're getting some decent push up top. Got another power. This is getting hectic. I'll take the golem now. 3 cards. We can drop a golem, mana regen, an archer tower up top to slow this down. We did take out the cannon on the bottom. We've got that push going as well, and I think we're in a position to do some significant damage now. Yeah, this is looking all right now. We can build up a little mana in case we need a counter push. They may just be done. Got him. So obviously it's a good bit harder to defeat a player than it is the CPU. And I wouldn't worry too much about what the cards do, as the developer has said that it's not really balanced right now, which I think makes sense for a playtest. But damn, this has potential.